Hi, it's Martin now. This is a video about discharge letters. The intention of this video is that it's really to show doctors how to do a discharge letter. We're particularly making it and knowing that there's a doctor's strike which may happen, and because there's been bits and pieces of issues to do with locums needing to do discharge letters. So this is really a discharge letter from a doctor's perspective. Okay, so as usual, we'll run the video and then we'll show you how to go about making a discharge letter. Okay, so as always, you select patient, and we're going to be putting the orders through. So in particular, at this point in time, what we're doing is selecting the medicines to be pushed through into the discharge letter. So what we're going to do is copy and reorder. That means that it'll appear later when we're making the discharge order. So copy and reorder all the medicines that you want to go through into the discharge letter. Okay, so you'll see, there we go. It goes through. Alright, and there you see it appears. Okay.
That's the important bit there, actually, if we stop there. So what we did there was we changed the type to discharge orders. And
that was up here.
Yeah, that was it. If you
Okay.
point on it there.
So discharge orders are now is the type of order being made, and you can see that the order that we carried forward was from aspirin. There it is. Okay. All right. So you can now see that on a discharge order. Okay. We'll carry on with the video. Okay. Now we're going to put a new order into it, and this one's going to be for paracetamol. So it's just a simple thing. So this patient needed some paracetamol adding to the discharge letter. So they've got their routine medicines already in, and now we've added paracetamol to the discharge letter. There we go. It appears there. And again, note that this is on discharge orders up at the top.
So you can populate as many drugs as you need within that list. And then if we play the video,
okay,
we've got the submit orders at the bottom. And now, this is the important bit. So we can see we've got a list of various orders on this screen, but the ones with the thumbs up next to them are the ones that are selected for discharge.
There we go, there and there.
Yeah. So the next step is we want to create the discharge letter document. So we've done the discharge orders, now we're going to create a document. So once we've opened up the discharge letter document, I'll just take a second. I think it's loaded on my other screen actually. Here we go.
There we go, pulls it across.
Okay.
So there we go. So that's entering the details from the discharge letter, so the various bits and pieces that you'll need to fill in. Then the clinical history. Okay, we're going to use acronym expansion. Okay, notice that we don't dollar and then the acronym that we're going to use, and you can expand that. It's a really useful way of putting in the documentation. There's another video on how to do that one.
Yeah. So there, if we just pause. So there, that was just a test acronym that I created, which was for JCW, if you like. So that was just dollar and JCW for me, and that brings up all that information. So that could be really useful if you're trying to populate letters with a similar criteria each time. So you're typing out things over and over again.
All right. Okay, so that's the first part of the discharge letter. That's effectively the bits and pieces of information that you need to put in. Second bit is about the patient medications. Okay, now again, if you remember, we put in aspirin and paracetamol. Aspirin was carried forward from the prescription chart when the patient was on the ward, and paracetamol was a new drug that we were prescribing. Okay, those have both now appeared.
We've got the GP action there. So continue, review or stop for each, and then you've got a mandatory bleep number or extension number. That is it for that page. And then you've got your third and final tab. Okay, if we stop that about there. So if you notice on the top of the screen, we've got a red status. So the discharge letter has a status of draft at the moment. That's because we haven't completed all the fields. If we complete this last field,
there we go. So you have to do senior CPR status, and then finally scroll down.
Changes to amber, and then we've got a final field. We need to send discharge letter to pharmacy. We need to change that from no to yes. As soon as you change it from no to yes, that's when you get the green. So it's a traffic light system effectively. So you get a green banner on the bottom and the top, and that means that you're pretty much done with the letter. And on the bottom right,
finally, and it's hidden by our faces. Hang on, if I move them out of the way, there we go.
There we go. We click save.
Save there.
Okay. Oh, move that back again.
Move it away again.
And you simply have a notification to tell you about any outstanding blood-related orders as well. And then we're going into documents, and we can see that is the discharge letter that we've created.
Okay, so that's a discharge letter. You've successfully created it. It's available. You can see it. You can click on that one and then actually see what you've created. And it's gone to pharmacy, so that pharmacy know that there are drugs which have been prescribed and need to be dispensed.
One last thing, if we look at the document status here, just move that over, it says, the cursor, it says incomplete. If you have a discharge letter with medications, it will always have a status of incomplete until the pharmacist picks it up and verifies the medication. So don't panic if your discharge letter with medications says incomplete. It will soon change to complete.
Good. That's the end of it. That's all you need to do. Thanks very much.